What's up, everybody? I'm Trent. This is Nexus Racing Channel, and this is my LS swap Mustang. Recently, I discovered an old video that I had made before the swap really became what it is now, and I had a lot of questions about fitment, what would work, what wouldn't, what mounts I use, and all that. So on this video, I want to get into that. So yeah, let's get started. Diving in, let's start under the car, and you can see the lowest point is that power steering line right there. And I could probably bend that out of the way. But if we crawl under here, so under here, the probably closest thing to touching is the sway bar to the crank pulley. But I mean, you could fit your finger in there, and I've seen people slot these mounts and then drop it down. That works for them. So under here, we can see the oil pan has plenty of clearance between the steering rack and underneath, kind of in the way there, definitely tucked up well past the bottom of the K member there. Mounts, I went with G-Force Performance mounts. They're for this swap specifically, and I think they worked out great. If you look, let me zoom in here, I have them pushed all the way back, or have the engine pushed all the way back on the mounts, and they freely slide left and right, plenty enough to get this engine right where you want them. I don't have any problems with those. I'll definitely put the links for all the stuff I bought for the swap in the description. But yeah, up here there's really no fitment issues. So for the transmission, I'm using the 6L80. It's probably the lowest thing hanging down. As far as up here, it's not lower than the rear end back there, but it's not a problem. It won't be a problem. For clearance, there's no clearance issues. I mean, there's really not. What I ended up doing for the shifter, this is the stock Mustang stuff, and I just modified this mount to fit, and it worked out. So the shifter is the stock Mustang shifter, and you can see up there, I mean, there's plenty of clearance. So for the transmission mount, this is the stock crossmember from the V6 Mustang. I don't know what transmission comes in the V6 Mustang, but this is the stock crossmember. I didn't modify it at all, but I did put this piece of aluminum, if you can see under there, how it's got a slotted deal. I basically just made a standoff, and it had two bolt holes for these bolts that are hanging down here. But yeah, back here, that's all there is, and you can looking all around, there's no fitment issues. So as far as clearance goes up here, if you don't have this intake, you know, if you have a normal intake that runs down out of the way and take this off, it fits. The hood, the stock hood fits, no cowl needed. This is again, the front drive is all stock truck stuff. So this is where the normal alternator sits and everything, and there's no issues. It's really close, but it fits. If you look down here, you can see there's plenty of room. This is all stock Mustang with V6 stuff. I don't know if there's a difference with the front fan and all that, but there's plenty of room. So if you went with like a Vet or Camaro front drive, you would have a lot of room up here. For the headers, these are some cheap Amazon headers actually, and they fit. Like, a lot of people have an issue back here where it kind of cuts in. They say they have to hit it in because you can see it's pretty close, but you can fit your hand in there. But I guess it just depends on which ones you get. It's fairly close to the steering shaft, but there is plenty of room. It's not gonna hit. And you can see with the mounts, I do have it pushed forward, or pushed to the passenger side as much as possible. but that allowed the clearance for it. And as you've seen earlier, the engine is slid back as far as it can go on the mounts, and it's a cluster of stuff back here. But I mean, firewall, you can fit your hand in there with the stock truck intake. I mean, there's not very many issues with clearance. Again, I'll put all the parts necessary in the description, but it is a very straightforward build. The swap is not very problematic. You got plenty of room, so it's kind of a whatever you want to do. I mean, I can see a twin turbo set up in here, pretty easy, but we'll see. If you have any questions, just put it in the comments and I will gladly go more in depth or get in touch with you and help you out whatever I can. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to showing y'all more. Maybe next time we can get into the fuel system or something like that.